Is being a streamer the hardest job out there? Is it harder than working in retail? Is it harder than working on the oil refineries? Well, Hasan Piker tends to think so. Now, if you guys don't know who Hasan Piker is, brainworms. That is how I would describe Hasan Piker. He is a far left, complete bozo who was brought in as a 1%er of the 1% from Turkey. He is extremely wealthy. He's been extremely wealthy. He comes from a wealthy family. He's the nephew of Cenk, who started the Young Turks. And he's pretty far gone in terms of his ideological views. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is another low for him.
I left my brother and my other friend behind. I was like, y'all are on your own, okay? Let God sort it out. But honestly, the real reason why I get like insecure when I'm out at events like that is because like I am a fun-loving person. I promise. But the issue is after 9 hours and 30 minutes of streaming, like high intensity, I am not a fun-loving person. At that point, I'm just like, I'm so tired. Like the life has been stripped from me. But yeah, my point is I personally feel insecure about like what my output looks like to other people. I don't want people to think that I'm like, you know, I hate being around them. I don't. I'm just really tired. So I'd rather like avoid those kind of circumstances. Now, you know how it is with real jobs feel? Yeah, it's funny you say that because I used to have a real job and I was infinitely more social because this is the one area where I absolutely will disagree with you on. Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will. No, social battery wise, unless you're in retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here.
Listen. In real time, we are all hearing and seeing his own chat turn on him.
Oh yeah,
like this is happening in real time, and he does not get it. When your entire far leftist 13-year-old audience is turning on you, they're probably not 13, they're probably older than that, and you don't get it. This is phenomenal.
And they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. I'm telling you, as someone who did both, 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't do more social. That's my point. There are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type. But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it. Yeah, think about it this way. You give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. After a while, you would be like, I don't want to talk ever again.
First of all, the irony that he's wearing a Rolex hat, which you pointed out, Zach, is amazing. Okay. Second of all, no one is telling you have to stream for 9 hours.
Oh.
How long? Our stream is on an hour and a half. This is a rather long stream. We're going to be done in the next 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No one's forcing this dude to stream 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
You can do, if you're prepared and you know what topics you want to hit, you can knock out a stream in an hour, 2 hours tops. They stay on longer because they get more super chats because they want to make more money.
Yep. Not to mention, what as Jamari pointed out, he leaves the stream.
Yeah, these dudes, the walk-off stream, let the videos play in the background. There's very little actual like fair use transformative work in some of the stuff they're reacting to.
They'll play a 45-minute infographic type video or whatever,
be like
debate,
that's crazy.
and then literally there's clips of these guys with an empty seat.
Yes.
There's an empty streaming chair and a microphone, and then the video that's playing, and they're going eating lunch.
Yeah, they're eating on stream. like oh my gosh, go ahead and play some more of this.
A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Now, just off the bat, I find his take to be not only very privileged, but also just not based in reality. And with this being Hasan and so many people disliking him, anytime he gives people this type of ammo with just a stupid take, it's essentially like that scene from SpongeBob where it's like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? You know, everyone gets their turn with the beating stick, and they're essentially just passing this guy around.
Do you think this is similar to Rolo's vasectomy tweet? You know, the vasectomy tweet? Like, it's so bad and it's so like detached from reality that like he thinks this is And then he's like, sorry, I was just trolling. Like, you think he's going to come out and be like, I was just trolling, guys.
I don't know. I think, no, I think he doubled down and was like trying to explain it. Even that upload we put. I think it's just like people don't like people complaining, especially if you're doing really,
if you're doing well in life, you need to stop complaining.
And you're like sitting in a chair.
You got to stop.
You're sitting in a chair and doing really well.
You got to stop.
And you're choosing to do 9 hours.
There are people like if Mike Winger did a 9-hour video, I would be like, oh man, I get it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he probably spent 20 hours studying for that.
Yeah, probably more.
He's dipping into the Greek and the Hebrew. He's actually
teaching.
He's teaching. You're not teaching for 9 hours.
Yeah, you're freestyling.
You're barely freestyling. You're just chilling.
Yeah.
Now, in response to that clip going viral, this is what Hasan had to say. It is wild how this completely out of context clip made its way to Twitter so fast. I was talking about how much a 9-hour stream eats away at my social battery and how I can't socialize after. Comparing it to my sales job before, I recognize how fortunate I am every day. And he also posted this longer clip that I guess is supposed to provide some sort of context.
After 9 hours of that, I could probably fucking physical labor. It would not bother me. But I can't do more social. That's my point.
So he said, after 9 hours, I could probably do more physical labor. I just can't do more social stuff.
Hasan is a guy that was born on third base and thinks that like
your grandpa hit a home run. Your grandpa hit the home run. So like friggin' decades ago.
It's so beyond me to one. I think people in general, like you said, don't appreciate complaining. Two. Lead with gratitude. 3, you don't got to stream for 9 hours a day. If you're halfway prepared, you can get it all done in 2 hours tops.
Yeah, there's people that like have to work 12-hour shifts.
People that got to work 12
nurses, police officers, and they don't get to be like, you know what, I'm gonna cut back 4 hours.
Yeah,
he could cut back 4 hours and work. What is that? 5 hours a day.
Right. Or spend a little bit more time preparing for this stuff.
Yeah, and be more dialed in.
This is
lean
amazing.
Into the bait where someone says, what's harder than this? And obviously this just looks like a disgustingly terrible, grueling job to have, no matter how much money you're making to do it. And Hasan says sarcastically that Twitch streaming is harder. Okay, kind of just poking fun at all the quote unquote haters out there. Now, another popular streamer out there, Osman Gold.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I love it. You know why I like this? You know why I really like this?
Why?
I like this because it's radical leftists exposing how stupid they are. Like the people that want to talk about everyone else's privilege, just throwing up their own privilege all over everybody else. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like it's great. It's like the folks who are like slide into like everyone's racist.
Yeah,
because they're secretly racist. You know.
They're like
of course it makes sense that like I have, of course everyone has these.
Yes,
subtle
everyone's racist
biases.
because I'm kind of racist. So I assume I'm like everybody else.
They just expose themselves.
Yeah, I think.
Have you seen the videos of him like turning up on like a trans person, and then he's always like talking about trans rights, but then like, he like totally like lashes out. Like it's crazy, the hypocrisy.
I think what it is that like every person, your brain has a remarkable ability of always making something the biggest problem in your life at that current moment. Right. So like that's why people that struggle with anxiety and sometimes they're going through something that's like really, really hard, and sometimes they're going through something that's like not that really hard. And it's like, yeah, you need to figure out your anxiety because your life is always gonna have problems. Right. You gotta figure that out. And so I don't fault him for feeling exhausted or feeling tired or feeling like his work is difficult, because that's true for his current life scenario. It's like, oh, he's exhausted. But one, people don't like complainers. And then two, it's the double standard, like you were saying. Right. It's the fact that, hey, check your privilege, all this stuff, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, he's still equally as susceptible to feeling like his life has problems. Yes. Now, your life is about problem solving. Yes. Right? So like, solve for those, but don't complain about them publicly.
That's right. We see according to the Bible that prayer is extremely important in terms of us being transformed from the inside out when we get aligned with God's will. For the Christians watching this channel, I want you guys to implement these spiritual disciplines in your day-to-day life. And the only way I've been able to do this consistently is through writing down my prayers in a prayer journal that does a few things. One, it allows me to reflect and come to God humbly and ask him to move on my behalf. And two, it allows me to document my prayers, which ultimately help me remember the very things that I was praying for and see the hand of God tangibly in my life when he answers them. So I would urge you, consider writing down your prayers. It could be in a blank notebook. It could even be on your phone. Or you could check out the one I personally designed and used for my own quiet time and spiritual discipline that I think will be a huge blessing. It's the exact structure and system that I've used for years to pray and be more consistent in my spiritual disciplines. You can pick yours up today by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.